Well, ties between China and Africa have become ever closer, especially during the past 10 years. Our reporter Su Yuting sat down with Lin Songtian, China's former ambassador to Liberia and Malawi, and the current Director General of the Chinese Foreign Ministry's Department of African Affairs. He said industrial cooperation has become the top priority for achieving development on the continent.
Lin Songtian, Director General of the Foreign Ministry's Department of African Affairs. Good to have you on CCTV News. China plans to strengthen its industrial cooperation with Africa, and this comes as just many Chinese enterprises are doing more to support Africa's industrialization. So what are the big opportunities and the main obstacles to this?
African continent, it seems to me that the whole continent, they are moving to try to see to push forward for the industrialization. So everybody like to understand now they need to increase the industry, to open a door to welcome the industry or the foreign investment to come to transfer the technology, increase their job, or employment, and also the government revenues. So I think this is a great opportunity. But now the obstacle for us is sometimes I like to say African is they are eager to see the industrialization, but sometimes unfortunately we have to say, as a friend, we have to say very frankly, most of the country at this moment they do not have the capacity to develop themselves. The second is they don't know how. They don't know how to develop themselves. But they are very humble, they are very open, they are very eager to see the cooperation with China. So I think the number one challenge to us is understand each other, know each other.
Well, there's been dramatic and continued growth in Chinese investments in Africa. What achievements have been made so far from this kind of investment?
Just now, I think the question dramatically, I think it's true, is from the investment from China to Africa in the past 10 years. It grows very dramatically. Before 2000, the year 2000, the direct investment from China to Africa is almost zero, or just small restaurants, something like that. Most of the enterprise from China is run by the state or company. They go there for the contract for the infrastructure development or the mining, natural resources development. But now, the situation is completely changed. A lot of enterprises rush to Africa to see the further direct investment by themselves. Li Keqiang, His Excellency, when he paid official visit last year to African country, he promised to increase the investment from China to Africa. We like to see not less than 100 billion US dollars by the end of 2020. I think that is the objective we are fighting for.
We have already made lots of achievements in that area, but what kind of main challenges and risks that Chinese enterprises face when doing business in Africa?
The challenge here, we need the sound law. The law will be sound enough to protect, to attract and protect the investor from China or other countries to settle down there, because business is business. Sometimes I love to say the investor is like a group of birds flying in the sky. They were looking to go around where it's safe for them to settle down.
That's a very vivid metaphor.
The second, not only safe, they need to survive themselves. And the other thing is also the Chinese side, the enterprises, the capacity, it seems to me, is not enough. They cannot speak English well. So they do not have the capacity to communicate, to know the information very directly by themselves. So the other, if they cannot speak English well, they cannot communicate with their counterpart or the government there. And sometimes if they cannot communicate by themselves, they will have some misunderstanding. So that is also one of the challenges for the enterprises.
What are the specific measures and the suggested solutions to those kind of problems?
First, for example, the African government, sometimes they have the saying in African is, God will help those people who help themselves. China, we are as a friend. as a partner. We go to African continent to see the partnership instead of ownership. That is their country, their resources, their prosperity. But China as a partner, we go there to join them in their effort to develop their country. As a Director General of the African Affairs, I like to mobilize the people, especially the press friend or the media, it changes your visit. Especially the young enterprises from China and African, it changes their visit. Now this, I think, let them see by themselves that it changes the visit, or it changes the idea directly with their counterpart. I think this is the way we like to do, to let the people to know each other, help each other, and then we get ready to promote that kind of deeper cooperation in all areas.